guys, how you doing? We've had a lot of fun with this chat on the way, sitting here. Here's to tonight and a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
My son got me some Godiva white chocolate. I am a sucker for white chocolate. I love it. I just sip it because it tastes so good. So how y'all doing?
So, we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off. You want to go ahead and start them off with the mom update?
The mom update. That's the Tracy update. And to start that, we need this. There we go, the Tracy slideshow. There she is. Look at her. She's so cute. I just love sitting here and just watching her. Look how much she used to work. Look, she's hauling drywall with me. And she's all of 98 pounds. She's a sweetheart. Oh, remember that reticulated python right there? That was 14 foot long, and she had it all the way over her shoulder, wrapped from the ground. Here she is inside of tanks cleaning. She's a little workhorse. She was a good girl. Definitely a good girl. Well, she is a good girl. She's just sleeping right now. I try and, like she's Sleeping Beauty, I go up and I kiss her all the time. Mostly on her forehead, but every once in a while I'll grab her whole just chin and pucker her lips and I'll give her a kiss and be like, "Are you ready to wake up, honey?" She's so adorable. But as far as how Tracy's been, let me see. 2 days ago she had to go into the hospital. No, 4 days ago she had to go in the hospital because her feeding peg fell out of her belly. Now, there's two different types. There's a G-tube and a feeding peg. The G-tube is more for kids and you can replace them at home. The feeding peg has to be monitored with a camera down in her belly, and then they put it in and they blow it up like a balloon and sandwich the stomach touching your belly, and then it comes through and blows up. As it's in the right position, they leave it, because if you put it in and it gets ballooned between the skin and the belly's down here, you're putting all her food into her belly cavity around her stomach. So she went in and got the new feeding peg put in. That was at 7 o'clock at night, and I told them, her trach has been leaking. She's got foam coming out her nose. It's been leaking for 3 months now. I'm working my butt off, but I'm not going to call her into the hospital, because every time she goes to the hospital, she comes home with diarrhea, is one bad thing. Two, they take her off of her medicine. So then, I have to wait 3 months for her to see actual results, because she's in a delusional thing because of this narcolepsy medicine. Every time they take her off, she goes into a 3-month delusional period where she don't know me, the kids. So I never wanted her to go to the hospital. Well, she had to go in to get the feeding peg in. I was like, while she's in there, change her trach. It's leaking. I have a syringe. There's a balloon that comes off of this, and you put a syringe to it, and you put however many milliliters of air in. She takes 10. And you put that in, and she still has air gasping past and coming out her nose and foam coming out her nose. And I'm not allowed to put in more than 10, because you can, blow up the thing too much. If you pop the balloon on the trach, you're in a bad situation. So it's been leaking for a long time, and I've been dealing with it. I do the extra work. I'm working with it. And I tell them, just please change it while she's in there. They're like, no, she's coming home tonight. You're going to have to call a nose, ear, throat guy, blah, blah, blah. We had her home for 1 day. I called the doctor. The doctor's like, oh, no, you call 911 right now. Get her back into the hospital. And here's the messed up part. She got sent back to the same place where they changed the trach. She didn't even have to go to the hospital. It was an emergency room type thing where they don't have rooms for people to stay. In other words, if you have to be admitted, you have to go to the Medina hospital. This is just a little emergency room. And they changed the trach there and brought her back home that night. I was like, why wouldn't you guys do this in the first place? I was so mad about this. So she's back home. She's got the best trach she's ever had. It is solid. It is an extra long trach, and it fits down in there. It is solid. It is good. She don't have no foam coming out her nose. She don't have no coming out her mouth or her nose. None of that leaking is in there. It's solid and it's good. I'm loving life. I wanted to call the doctor and, thank him because you just made everything so. You made her more happy. You made me more happy because it's so much easier to take care of her now. So I've been, now I just got to change her and feed her and rotate her, reposition her into bed. I don't have to worry about fighting all this other stuff and her temperature's getting up too high or her heartbeat's going too much. She's doing great now. And she just is so content now. She's so much happier now. I love it. So, this is what, her 5th trach?
Yeah, something like that.
And every single one of them has leaked and it's been bad. This one here is so solid. I mean, before they would move, This one's solid. It's an extra long trach and it seats down here and it's just a hole up here and it's so much nicer. It don't move against the seal now, which it's so. She's doing really well. She's very content. She's very happy. And she's waiting on me to get finished with this because I know she misses me and I got to get back to her. How about that? How about that as an update for Tracy? All right, let's go here and take off the Tracy slide. And we put the pool pond back on. Here you go, Josh. I'm going to hand you this. Oh, I did the live stream without you. Mm-hmm. I don't like your job. that, what is it called? Live chat? It jumps, and then you gotta find where it left off at because it jumps so far ahead. Yeah. I couldn't concentrate on everybody else and trying to do what they're doing because of this is such a pain in the butt. So I like that, you let me talk and you handle this. I like that. We work together, brother.
All right, so to start the night off, Kathy Aponte, for $10, she said, "Happy New Year. My New Year's resolution is I'm going to visit you guys a lot and regularly."
Kathy, you come back anytime. She was a sweetheart. She was here, and she was just amazed. You kind of read some of these, Josh. She was a sweetheart. She wanted to help out. You come by here anytime, Kathy. You're passing a bunch of these. Why don't you read some of this?
Yeah, because I'm catching back up where I read. There's a bunch of sidebar conversations going. Okay, we got...
The good dive of white chocolate.
It's his favorite. We got Michigan Tropicals for $5. He said, "Merry Christmas and Happy New Year."
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And, I appreciate the $5. And, we'll be talking to you soon, Michael.
Now, let's go and talk about something real quick.
What's that, buddy?
This last video we just released, it was a recap of 2020.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys all seen it, but I know it's sitting out there. But we got that 750 filled from Matt.
They don't know that yet. That's going to be on tomorrow's video.
Well, I mean, you got a little sneak peek of it, the last scene of the recap. But yeah, it's looking nice out there. There's a bunch of big koi, and now the blue tub's out of there. It looked so bad before.
Well, the blue tub was actually crystal clear, and they were sitting in there with all the catfish, and they were doing great. But once we started moving the fish up into the 1,000-gallon, it got a little cloudy. I guess slough on their slime layer and all that. And then please jump around and start reading a little bit of everything and just move on up. And then, we had to medicate because there are some things in there that we had to pay attention to. One of them's got, like, worms coming out his butt. So we put Prazzy in there. Another one's got ulcers on his side, so we put a lot of what's the other thing we used?
I haven't been paying attention, but
the other medicine we used in the
quarantine?
goldfish. Yeah.
The
Melifix. Thank you.
And the microblift.
Microblift, yes. Jason Grice says, "Hi Reaper, Happy New Year. Love the train video." Reaper's not here. I don't know who you're talking to.
He's in the chat.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh, Reaper's here. What's up, Reap?
Okay. Steve Shozer said, "Did you guys put the coral back into the pool pond?"
It's in the deep end. See it right now? You can see it in the shallow end right here. It is now right about here in the deep end. And you don't see it stick up no more, so people have left me alone about it. The thing's for sale. We don't need it. And if somebody wants it, they can get it cheap. Audrey Simpson says, "We saw it filling." Yes.
K-Stew said that white chocolate Godiva, that's hilarious. What's the alcohol percentage? I think it's like 17%.
It's a liqueur. It's not really, but it tastes so good. He gets it for me every Christmas, so I got this is my Christmas gift.
Jason Millwood asks what's going.
Just to help you, K-Stew, I'm still drinking my drink, my vodka and grape juice, but that just makes it taste so much better. After I drink this, I'll take a little sip of this, and it coats my mouth with just sheer goodness. I love the white chocolate.
So, Jason Millwood asks what's going in the 750.
Right now, it's all the koi that we rescued from that last pond, the last koi pond of the season, the fourth one. We had them in a 1,000-gallon blue tub in the middle, and it was in our walkway. It was in our way. We couldn't sit on any of the couches. What we did was we patched up Matt's tank. We put in the 5, or Josh did, put in the 5 bulkheads, and then we filled it up with water, and it held. So we drained that water back down, and we pumped up the water from the koi and moved the koi up into there, and then we got rid of the blue tub. So now we regained our couches back, 2 nights ago. And the koi are in there today, and it's a little bit milky looking because we added the Melifix and the Tracy.
Yep.
So both of them were a white milky mixture, so it's kind of like milk water, but it's not bad. But you can still see all the fish. It's just not as, pristine as all of our other tanks.
There, you can have that. I've got it up on my phone.
Okay. Is the nurse still helping Tracy? We've only had the nurse here twice. A company that's actually paying for the nurses are coming here tomorrow at 2 o'clock to do the, what do you want to call that? The beginning interview. Orientation. And then the nurses will start. So Monday and Tuesday, we'll have Evelyn here. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll have Mara, which you guys met. And then every other Saturday, I believe, is Evelyn, and then every other Saturday is Mara, and then Mara might take up some of the extra time on Sundays. But that's what our life's going to be now: 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then some on weekends. Okay. Which is great.
We have Craig Cooper for $10. He said, "Hi from South Wales, UK. Keep up the good work. And how's that TV show going?"
I've heard nothing about the TV show.
Correct.
Because of the whole COVID thing. They wouldn't come out here and film. So that's all on hold. I haven't heard nothing about it for a while now.
Good question.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry for your loss, Reaper. What happened?
I'm not reading the chats right now. Eric Headish for $10. He said, "Hey Josh.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
If I add CO2 to one tank in a loop system, will I affect the other tanks after the sump?"
I would think so.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't see.
We're not CO2 experts, but it's adding CO2 in the water, and you're pushing the water through to other tanks. So I don't see why it wouldn't, transfer. Let's say you put some blue dye in this tank, and it pumps to the next tank, to the next tank. So if you do that, I would say it would, but it ain't going to hurt nothing. It's just going to make your algae grow.
Kerper asked, "What are your plans with the channel cats?" The channel cats are actually being rehomed, so we'll find someone with a native pond around here, and they will.
I thought we're putting them into our native pond in the backyard.
That too.
Yeah, we just got to wait because it's too cold outside right now. We wanted to put all these koi and channel cats into our ponds, but here's the problem. It got so cold outside while, we were worried because they were so red-finned. You all saw how red their fins were. So they were stressed. And I didn't know what diseases they had or whatever. So they looked it in good health. They're all big and thick and fluffy, But putting them into a 1,000-gallon tub and then to where we can monitor them, the redness was going away. That was just redness from stress of moving. But now putting them up into the Matt's Monster Fish Tank, we can see the sides of them. And we see a couple different diseases going on. So we have to treat them before we can put them into our pond. The problem is it's gotten so cold outside, the pond's iced over except for around where the waterfall is. We measured the temperature inside, and it's 54 degrees. Outside, it's 34 degrees a foot down. So we cannot transfer these fish out there. We can't acclimate a 30 degrees difference. We can. It would just have to take 2, 3, 4, 5 days to do it in a slow manner. But right now we're waiting for the warm temperature outside. You know how we always have an Indian summer, or we have a few warm days. If we get it warm outside, then it'll help us be able to acclimate them out to the thing. So that gives us time in the meantime. Put in medications, get rid of any and all diseases, and we'll do okay. Now you can see them from the side. And not to mention, we've had Matt's tank a month. We got it fixed and up and running. How long did Matt have it? Pay attention here, Slow Joe.
A year.
A year, and he had water in it once. So Matt, as far as the ultimate fish keeper going with you and Josh, I just think that's old school, son. Josh son took over.
All right. Any tips on filtration for a 4,000 liter pond? I'm running 2 FX6 on it right now.
Oh, that's not enough. Well, I don't know how much 4,000 liter is. Isn't that like a 1,000 gallon? We have 5 FX5s on our 1,000 gallon.
Something like that.
So that's not enough filtration, especially if you start packing in fish. I build my homemade filtration out of garbage cans, out of tubs. As long as it goes through a mechanical and then a biological and then falls back into your tank, you're good. So you can take a Walmart tub, have bio balls on the top, a spreader bar up top, which I cut out of another Walmart tub, and I drill 100 holes in the bottom. So the water hits and spreads out and goes evenly through the bio balls, and then it goes through the pillow stuffing or fiber floss, and then you can have a hole in the bottom where it goes back to the tank. It's a very simple filter and works great.
Yeah, what he said. Okay. Ryan Hildebrand said, when you guys set up the saltwater tank, what fish do you really want to have?
Here's what I'm doing. I want the saltwater tank set up so that it's basically self-maintaining, self-cleaning. So I want a cleanup crew. I want corals. I've got the lights for it and everything. I've been saving every nice saltwater tank we've gotten. I've kept the good lights off of. I've got everything I need. And I've got a 4-foot protein skimmer. I've got a big 3-foot chiller. I've actually got 2 of each. So if I want, I can set up a nice coral system, and I have like these lights. What were they called? They were $700.
AI lighting.
AI lighting, and they have drivers to them and all this stuff. And we have enough to cover a 6-foot section. If I set up a saltwater tank, nothing but corals up top with crabs and cleaner fish and all that kind of a cleanup crew up top just working with the corals. I can enjoy the corals, but also have like a 500-gallon sump under it where if we take in a rescue, we can put it into the sump water and hold it for a couple days until we find it a home. We don't have to worry about it eating coral or chewing on shrimp or anything else. I think that would be a good idea, and that's what I would like to do to start this up.
Okay.
What's the drinking word?
I was just about to say
Well,
something
shit.
because everyone is saying something about it in the chat. We need the drinking word.
Drinking word. Someone mentioned to me it should be Happy New Year.
I mean, yeah, everyone's saying it in the chat.
What do you guys think? You got a suggestion?
Oh, man. Okay, we got Michigan Tropicals for $5. He said, how big are the Bellagio tanks dimension-wise? They're 20-foot long, 3-foot wide, and 4 foot tall.
And there's 2 of them, so it's 40-foot long by 4 foot. Oh, man, that's beautiful.
2-inch thick acrylic.
Yes. I got something on here. Maybe there's some sort of controversy going on, but Sam's Signature Series says Rich can enjoy himself. He is responsible. You know what? Thank you, Sam, because I drink every Friday night with you guys, little bit, and then I have to stop immediately afterwards because I have to get up every 3 hours during the night, every 2 hours during the day I have to be here taking care of Tracy. Because I feed her during the daytime, 4 different feedings, and during this you have a lot more suctioning to do and changing of diapers and all that kind of stuff. At nighttime, I can get 3 hours at a time in between, but it takes me an hour to fall asleep, so I get a couple hours sleep at nighttime. So as soon as I'm done here when this is over with, I'm done hanging out with my friends. That's it. I stop drinking and I go in there. I tend to Tracy, and I've got a schedule, and I've got a whole on here. Here, let me show you my alarms: 1 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m. I mean, it's all day, all evening. So yeah, I can't falter. I can't. If I drink to excess because I'm having fun, guess who's paying? Tracy's laying there with no one taking care of her. I cannot have that on my conscience. I drink to have a little bit of fun with you guys every Friday night, and that's my night out. I don't leave this house, you know? So I drink a little bit with you guys, have a little bit of fun, so a lot of laughs, and then it's over with when I sign off with you guys. So, Sam, thank you, because somebody realizes how responsible it actually is. I cannot go and get drunk and pass out and keep drinking and having fun. I cannot. I have to take care of Tracy. There is no one else here. I have to do it. So.
That's why we love you.
Oh, I love you too, buddy.
All right, we got Rob's Ray TV for $2. You didn't say anything, but what up, Rob's?
Rob's, I ain't seen you around lately, buddy. You used to be on the show all the time. I thought he didn't like us no more or something.
We have Sean the C6 Quad for $4. He said, when will you put a bridge over the pool pond?
You know, we've been talking about that a long time. Now, here's my idea. Right here, see right in the middle, from that side right over to this side, I wanted a steel bridge, a nice little hump of a bridge, but right in the very center, have like a big, either a square tank like the 500 gallon or a cylinder tank under the bridge. And to do this, we'd have to fill it with water, submerge it, put it under the bridge, and then pump the water out. That way, now it's pushing up on the bridge and holding it up. We can walk over the bridge, open the floor, get down inside of it, and look on all four sides inside the pool pond. I think that would just be an amazing step forward, a leap forward on something cool at the rescue, you know?
Well, I will say, 2 years ago we thought we had an amazing year going from 20,000 to 87,000 gallons. And this year we kicked it up a notch and we made it to over 200. You think back, you look back at all these videos and you're like, holy crap, we did all that work this year?
You know what I suggest to people? Go back and watch the very first video, then the second, then the third, and keep watching until you catch back up to where we are now, and you will just be amazed at how much we've gotten done. Yep. It's amazing how much work we've gotten done.
We got Kathy Aponte for $10. She said, grape juice to vodka?
Well, here, Kathy, here, this is the thing. It's vanilla vodka, okay? And then it's grape crush singles, which is 0 calories, 0 carbs. Now, it's the best tasting grape I've tasted, but with the vanilla vodka mixed with it, it tastes like my dad's, back when I was young, he had grapevines. And these things grew big, like huge, way bigger than marbles. They're like the size of like Super Balls. And these things were so sweet right off the vine. And I've never tasted grapes like that since, until I made this drink. This drink reminds me of my dad's sweet grapes when he was, had the grapevine. So I like it. If you don't like grape, you might not like it. But it's a vanilla, grapey, just great goodness of concoction.
So we got soft butter sock for $2. They said, I'm about to get a flower horn and Oscar. Any tips?
Oh.
Yeah, I read that.
Oh, Reaper, I'm sorry. Dawn, I'm so sorry. Her mom passed away yesterday. Oh, my God. That's horrible.
Our condolences.
Oh, my God. And I was going to call him tonight and bitch at him. Reap, where you been? There's no video for tomorrow on the second channel. But that's okay. You take care of business. I'll put out a video of some sort.
Okay, we got a soft butter sock with the $2 super chat, and they want tips on flower horns and Oscars.
Ooh, we're not a big flower horn person. We've always given them out as we've gotten them because here at the rescue, we don't have the opportunity. Like, same thing with piranhas. When we get them in, we don't have one tank to designate for them. Our tanks are mixed with a bunch of stuff, you know. And to take in a fish like that, we have to dedicate one fish until we get rid of the fish. Then that tank can go back to using as a multiple fish tank. So piranhas and flower horns and some red devils and stuff like that, we have to just find homes for as quick as we can. And, you know, so we're not really, okay, J4 Flower Horn sent us 2 baby, was it? Gold base flower horns. Beautiful. And then he sent us this little thing. And it looked like a fan. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's a fan to blow on you. And then we looked at dumb. I was like, maybe it's a thing if you're in the auction, you know, hey, I bid, you know. Here it turns out, this is how little we know about flower horns. It turns out that's how you groom your flower horn and get their head bigger by putting this up to the glass, and they want to fight the flower horn they're seeing, you know. So they groom them like that and get them big and get them puffy and, you know, all that. I just learned that like a month ago. That's how little we know about flower horns. But we know fish. We can take care of them. We can keep them alive and, you know, that kind of stuff. But we weren't up on individual little, you know, we specialize in monsters, not little fish. So you ask us about betas, we're like, I don't know. Yeah, I heard you can't keep 2 males together.
Depends how big of a tank. All right, so we got Jocelyn Paul for $5, and she didn't say anything.
No, thank you.
All right, so the people are dying to know.
What's that?
So for this year, what's goals? What's...
Okay, well, first, somebody said something about me two-fisting.
Yeah.
So there is 2 different types of alcohol, but I take a sip of this, and it tastes good. But I follow it with a tiny sip of this Godiva. It's like white chocolate melting in your mouth. Oh my God, I love that. So I'm not actually guzzling from 2 different fists, okay?
That looks so low.
Oh, you stop it. Okay, our goals.
If you can accomplish one thing in 2020 that is not...
2021.
Yeah, no, I'm not. So one thing you can accomplish in 2021 for Ohio Fish Rescue, what would it be?
A new addition. A new addition.
Another room?
I need another room. I need more room. I need bigger room. I got plans. I need bigger tanks.
See,
I've got this little old 4400 where, you know, he can just kick off one side and glide to the other and hit his head. That's too small. We want tanks where you have to put scuba tanks on and go cruising. Okay? Radio command in between. You know, I can't see you no more. Where you at, Josh? That's the size tanks we need.
Jocelyn Paul said, have a wonderful night, guys. I have to clean my Oscar tank tomorrow morning.
Aw.
Take it that might have been her message when she super chatted.
Gotcha.
We got Michigan Tropicals for $5. He said flower horns also love mirrors, but it's only good for a very short time, around 15 minutes at most.
A day?
I don't know.
Or one time only. And then he realizes that's just me.
Okay. We got Jocelyn Paul again for $4. She said, I messed it up, LOL. Working on my car at the moment.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. There's one more thing. You asked me my goals for the rescue. Okay? But I didn't think of this. It's not for the rescue, but my goal is to get Tracy, you know, back healthy. And then be here. Because I'm tired of doing laundry. No, I'm kidding. No, if I can get Tracy to wake up and be herself again, that would be amazing. It's not a goal for OFR, but it's my goal, you know. I will keep taking care of her body and giving her as much time as she needs. But, you know, I tell her now, I'm like, woman, you've been laying there long enough. You've been taking a break. Stop it. It's time to wake up. she's taking advantage of me. She can go pee, she can go poo, and I'll just clean it up. I feed her, take care of her, I reposition her. No, you're taking advantage now. It's time to wake up, baby.
Okay, we have Catherine Cummings for $10. She said, I just started watching you guys. I'm from upstate New York, and I would love to visit sometime.
Oh, just let us know.
Sending love to Big Rich, Josh, and Tracy. Happy New Year's, and whatever the drinking word is.
Thank you. It's Happy New Year's. Everybody drink on that one because she said it twice.
Then we got Xanadu for $2. He said more.
Did you say Xanadu or Xanadu?
Xanadu-do.
Okay, so it's not doo-doo.
Correct. He said more and bigger tanks for all in 2021.
Well, that's why we sold the 300 gallon. We're going to put the 500 there. We're upgrading. So, people are like, why would you get rid of that 300? Well, because it's taking up the same place, the same foot space as the 500, which is much taller. We can fit that there. We're trying to play tank Tetris and fit the most amount. Like, see right here behind the pool, there's a 195, a 240, and a 195. We can fit a 300, a 300, and a 300 there if we get them. So we will always be able to.
I vote for like a 10,000 right there.
The whole
backdrop.
No. If we're going to do that, then we get Rod's tank of the 16,000 gallon and 30 foot wide and just. That's it. The whole front of the back of the pool is the front of the thing. I'm not going to get a tank that big and not be bigger than predatory fins because he kind of I don't want to say screwed us, but he did take them tanks out from under us. We were getting the 3,000, the 4,000. Vincent didn't want to get rid of them, and then a week later we find out Rod's buying them. Wait a minute. He didn't even offer them to us. He said he wasn't getting rid of them. We were there in California at his place.
So, you know how you feel sometimes, like, about this situation? Just imagine everyone else, but we end up going and getting these awesome deals on tanks, and someone out there, somewhere in this world is feeling that exact same way.
I'm sorry, guys. I am so sorry. We work our butts off to get it, though.
Okay, we got I Hate Stupid People for $2, and she said thanks.
Aw, thank you.
And then she sent another $2 with a heart. Okay, we got Ian Boyles for $5. He said Happy New Year's OFR and hashtag Team Tracy.
Oh, I'll drink to that. Hashtag Team Tracy. Oh, wait. Run out in the kitchen and get us that pile of stuff we opened up today. Oh, you're going to like this. This is hilarious.
Yes, I'm in pajama pants.
Oh, you stop it. We got something in the mail from, you guys all know our buddy here. I'm going to wait and let Josh tell you. But it was hilarious. We opened it up and we about died laughing. Do you guys remember the Charlie at the Dort Mall rescue? We went there, and then I talked to the what do you want to call her? The reporter that was there, and I'm thinking everyone knows me. Anyone involved in fish knows who Big Rich is. And then she comes up to me and she's like, okay. She gets out her pen and paper. What? She gets out a pen and paper and she goes, okay, what's your name? And I'm like, okay. She don't know me. My name is Rodrigo Cortez. And she starts writing down Rodrigo Cortez. I start busting out laughing. And she's like, what's so funny? I'm like, that's not my name. My name is Big Rich. I run OFR. I can't believe you don't know me. And then I introduced her to Reaper. And she's like, I don't think that's his name. I'm like, no, his name's Reaper. I've known him for 30 years. She goes, Rodrigo Cortez, Reaper. I'm like, no. I'm just kidding. His name is Reaper. That's Vince. He's known as Reaper. I've known him forever. It was his online name. So she didn't believe me now, anything I said. But we go and tell him who's from.
Okay.
Our buddy.
Jim Sheasley.
Sends, hold up that. He sends us this little gift. This is for
Diesel.
Little Diesel. Look at the striped socks. Little elf socks. So cute. And then he sends this. Amazing. Now, Diesel will die for this stuff. This is like a little chicken bites, chicken flavor. You can see him on there. Oh, he will love that. But then we opened this next one. We saw it, and me and Josh, he threw the shirt down, and we just busted out laughing. It was hilarious. Go ahead, Josh. Hello, my name is Rodrigo Cortez.
That's all you began.
I was like, oh, no way. Did somebody actually print up a t-shirt and send it to us on what I said that day? I was dying. I am Rodrigo Cortez. Jim, you are the man. You are just a sheer, like, he's just happiness. He's so funny all the time with the stuff. He sent me a shirt telling everyone I am Rodrigo Cortez.
Right.
Look at these messages. Oh my goodness. Everyone was laughing. Oh my goodness.
So we have Rob Schilling for $5. He said, "What's up for a barbecue at OFR? I will help out. Hashtag Team Tracy."
Every year we want to do this. The same thing with the Jaws thing, where everybody brings lawn chairs and sits in the shallow end of the pool, and we turn it completely black and we play Jaws on the screen. If you're sitting in that pool right there, the screen is this way or this way against this wall. It's a 200-inch screen, and we can play Jaws huge. The projector is right about there, up on the ceiling, right about there. And if everybody sits in the shallow end, I can throw shrimp in the water while we're watching the movie, and the fish will swim by and, rub your leg. And I think it would be awesome. And then I want to do a yearly barbecue at OFR. Make it a big shindig where everybody comes out. You can, check out the tanks, the ponds, everything all day. We'll have, a walkway all the way to the back ponds and all that, and, start decorating. We're going to do a lot of landscaping this summer.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Well, we got to see how nice the pond looks inside, all jungly and all that, and we did a good job on that. We're going to keep building that up, but we got to make the outside the same way. It's just an empty hole in the ground with water in it right now. It's not pretty. So come summertime, we're going to have to do so much landscaping and so much, dirt and plants and all that. Oh my goodness, it's going to be some work, but I do want to do the yearly barbecue at OFR to where people can come, spend the night, whatever, stay the day, whatever, and everybody can check out the tanks and then, eat a meal with us. I think that'd be awesome.
We got Richard Bracken for $5. He said 2021 has to be the year for all to heal. Tracy gets better, and the whole OFR family worldwide just gets stronger.
Oh, you know what? Be careful what you wish for, because when Tracy gets better, she's going to wake up and see that her hair's like almost a foot longer and gray. She's going to be mad. She's going to be mad. Where did I get this gray hair? Oh, geez.
So we got Michigan Tropicals for $10. He said 15 minutes every few hours is fine. There's a lot that go into grooming for competition. Speaking of the flower horns,
Yeah.
He said tips just to make them look nice is the flower horn cutout you guys have. Lights, food, and tank color helps a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean they get into their competitions, so the gravel color, the background color to accent their fish. I mean it's a difference between this flower horn and that flower horn gets first place, and they're both magnificent creatures. Which one looks better? Which one?
Right.
It's so close because 3 judges might like this one and 4 judges might like this one, and the only difference is the color of the gravel. I mean, it makes this one pop more. So there's a lot to go on. In any competition, you have to get down to the nitty gritty.
Chad Blocklinger for $10. He said, "Happy New Year's, guys. I still say
What's up, Chad?
I still say Big Rich looks like the lead singer for Cannibal Corpse."
I don't know who that is. I'll have to look it up now. Everyone accused me of back in the day when I had the poofy hair and the long hair, they accused me of being the lead guitarist from Rat because I looked like him, I guess. And then later on, I got accused of being, what was that? The fat guy from OFR.
So we got someone asking, how about building a tank for the whole back? Well, we've actually thought about that, and we've actually thought about just digging a big pond, slapping a window in it, and slapping a roof over it, and heating it. So the addition is the tank.
The problem is, if we do a big pond out back, it would have to be just cold water fish. You know what I'm saying? And then we can dig down a set of steps, one big 10, 12-foot window, and a set of steps going up, and leave that in the ground. But it would stay like 50 degrees all year long because it's 8, 10 foot into the ground. The problem is, what fish do you put in there? Sturgeon and koi.
Pretty much.
I can't put my arapina. I can't put all these kind of these are dedicated South American fish that need heat, need equator type fish.
So we got Sherry Neighbors for $40. She didn't say anything.
Aw, thank you, Sherry. That's going to go a long ways towards the koi food. Trust me. We have to buy pellets all the time. So, people out there that you can't afford or whatever, you've got more important things to do with money. If you have extra food laying around, if you send us food or drop it off, pellets. We don't feed flake food. But pellets, if you can, anybody that has, a bag of pellets laying around, you can drop it off. It would definitely help the rescue because we spend probably $600 to $700 a month in just food. So any way you can lower that would be grateful. If you got something sitting around you're not using, send it to us. That'd be great. I mean, that's an awesome way to help.
I mean, what we just got our gas bill in, and that was like a record high.
$1,500 for the gas for the month. It was, oh my God, it hurts me so bad.
That's just to heat the fish tanks. All right, let's get back to some questions in the chat.
James Kirtland says, "Big Rich, your hair looks." I can't say the rest, but thank you, James.
Hey Seth, you could message my dad and I'll give you my number, buddy. Because I don't have my Facebook back. I'm working on it.
Still working on it.
They deactivated it and they're trying to give me access, but still hasn't happened yet. We got Reaper for $2. He said, "Yearly party. Sounds familiar."
Yeah, we always had a yearly party at Reaper's house. Well, not at his house. He'd rent this spot at, I think it was River Pines campground. And we'd go there, and there was these A-frame cabins. He'd rent one of those, and then everybody would come and spend the weekend. And we had the greatest times there. Well, we all had fun. Donnie didn't.
We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. But we had a great time there every year. It was his yearly party, and we'd go there, and, it was just a good time. I took my bird. I had Big Boy with me, and he was a Harlequin macaw, and a big old boy with a 2-foot tail. And he actually got away from us and went up in the trees. And Reaper's wife, Dawn, went out there with bananas because there was no way I could get this bird 50 foot up. She went out there with bananas and kept on, tapping the side of the tree and holding him. And he actually came down for these bananas where she put him on his arm and brought him, "Here, you want your bird back?" And I'm like, oh my God. It was awesome.
So we have Chad Blocklinger for $5. He said, "Big Rich, it's George Corpse Grinder Fisher." So if you know who a George Fisher is, that's who he's saying you look like.
Never heard the name, son. Sorry. I'll look it up, though, as soon as we get done here.
Metalhead Prime for $5. He said, "Happy New Year's, everybody."
Wait. There we go.
You're slacking.
I'm a little slow. Thanks, Metalhead.
So we got the ARG Blue for $5. She said, how soon do we get the Pittsburgh video?
That's coming out.
Hashtag Happy New Year. Hashtag Team Tracy.
The Pittsburgh video's in the works. It's coming up. We've got like several videos we've got like, I don't know, 9 minutes of this, 8 minutes of this, 12 minutes of this. And we have to finish each video before we can, release them. But there was New Year's. We can't put a New Year's video out 2 weeks from now. We have to put that out on New Year's. So all these other videos had to wait. And then we had to put in New Year's. We had to put in Christmas and that kind of stuff. So the Pittsburgh video will be coming soon.
Sooner than you think. People are asking about the flake food. Why no flake food?
Well, because our fish are this big. And they make a mess. Flake food, 12 pounds of flake food as opposed to 12 pounds of fillets makes a mess in the water. And they don't absorb it all. Okay? You throw in a fillet that's 1 pound, you throw in a 1 cup of flake food. Come on, you shouldn't even have to ask me. It's a mess, and big fish need big chunky things, not little flakes. We don't feed flakes to anything because we don't really have small fish. Now, we do have a community tank in the front of the house that I do feed flake food to, but I get flake food with everything people donate. I always get 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 cans of flake food. So I'm forever giving away flake food to people that use it. Now, I've thought about using this flake food and get some sort of pellet masher and making our own food and using it out of flake food. Because if I can make it into big chunks, the size of my thumb right there, the tip, that would be nice. 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch pellets made out of flakes, that would be awesome. My fish would eat it and they'd swallow it. But actual flakes, when you're feeding a 5-foot fish or a 3-foot fish, it don't work really well.
Okay, we have Rob Schilling for $5. He said, "You bet I'm in to help out. Wings on the grill, yummy."
Yes.
Okay. Texas Fishroom said, "I'm disappointed Big Rich doesn't know who Corpse Grinder is."
I'm sorry. I've been out of the game for a while. Let me see. It's been 10 years since I've been here, and then about a year before I moved, 11 years since I actually played in the band. And I was in the band for 18, 19 years before that. We were playing out all over, and we knew everybody, every local band, all this kind of stuff. But sorry, I've been listening to classic rock since that last 10, 11 years now. I love my Pantera, but Pantera's over and done with. You can keep listening to the old stuff, and that's what I'm stuck in, the old school music. So I listen to a bunch of old school music, and I'd never heard of Corpse Grinder. I'm sorry.
Have you guys ever considered solar panels to help with the electricity expenses?
Considered it tremendously. We don't have the startup money for that. I mean, you want to put solar panels across all of our roofs to bring our electric down? Well, you're talking, $10,000 in solar panels. And then you got the solar panel gatherer and the battery banks, and then, the whatever machines go with it to,
Automatic transfer
automatic,
switches,
right.
Everything. Okay. Some people are starting to be bad in the chat. I see it.
Calm down, guys. Be nice.
No, we're all having fun. But let's get some questions in the chat. If you guys want a question answered, all of your fishy desires, let us know.
Yes, we have thought about doing a worm farm. We even actually started one once, and it was too much hassle.
You
And
read the question. You gotta read the question and answer it.
I'm answering it.
Yeah, you just answered it, but I'm sure everyone else would like to know what you're answering.
Salford Lad says, "Have you ever thought of setting up a vermiculture system worm farm? The worms are an amazing feed, and the compost is great for the garden." Yes, but we did this little 2-foot by 4-foot, worm compost type thing, and it was just nonstop work. I mean, it wasn't easy. It wasn't, and the amount. I ended up taking all the worms and ended up feeding to the fish, and then we had nothing left. So it didn't reculture itself. It didn't keep growing. It wasn't an easy task.
So we have Patrick for $5. He said, hello from Menor. Would love to come visit sometime.
Just get a hold of me.
Okay, Rob's is awfully active tonight, so I'd say he's having a good time. Okay, questions in the chat, guys. Let's get questions in.
And we're here to answer your questions tonight. This is rare. Usually we just talk. We talk at you. Here we're listening. We're gonna answer you.
People are asking if we can make an Amazon wish list and post it underneath the videos to help.
Yeah, what's her name? Wonder Woman. What's her name? Goated or what's her name? That's my Amazon wish list.
Can't believe I didn't see that one coming. Her name is Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot is my Amazon wish list. Thank you very much.
Okay. DJ Hyper said, Josh, what fish would you love to put in a tank that you wanted without any input from Rich? Two
Goonch.
fish come to mind.
I already know.
Goonch and a Goliath African tigerfish. My two favorite fish on this planet.
Which I agree 100%.
Don't have neither. Our big last Goliath tiger we got rid of because we didn't have this big pond and we needed to be responsible.
Well, no, he was biting the tails off of a bunch of fish that we had him in, so we couldn't afford a big 1,000-gallon tank for himself, and he was big. We had to get rid of him. We've had other Goliath tigerfish that were smaller that didn't do the damage.
But he was this big.
I once had a fish this big. Josh, go ahead. It's later on in life now. You can remember. He was this big.
No, he was 26 inches.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
Oh, man. You guys are funny in the chat tonight. Do you have any plans or schedule to move any other fish into the indoor pool pond? So that question is kind of like just a revolving door. We never know what we're going to put in the pond. It's just, you know what, this fish ain't working out here. He's too big.
Can I add something to that? People say every big fish throw in the pond. We get hordes of questions. Why didn't you put no stingrays in the pond? Okay, let me answer that. Stingrays in the pond, for one, people jump in that pond. People walk in that pond. People will hurt the stingrays. You got somebody not looking, walking backwards, steps on a stingray, and the stingray comes up and stings them. We can't have that. No stingrays in the pond, and that's one reason. Second reason is they shed their barbs. That gravel will be coated in shed barbs. Okay, bad, all bad. No stingrays in the pond. Second biggest question asked: why don't you put Betty into the pool pond? Plain and simple answer. She's never going in the pool pond. No Pacu is ever going in the pool pond. I'm sorry, but you people are not thinking ahead. Pacus eat every extension cord, every power cord, every light cord. They chew on everything. I have 12 lights in there, power heads in the rocks. I don't
hear it. I've gotten electrocuted from Pacu eating the cords.
Right now, none of the fish in the pool pond eat any cords, and we're good. Okay? We cannot put Pacu in there because they will do too much damage and destroy us, and then we'll be getting electrocuted in the pond. It's horrible. The Pacu are in the 3,000 and the 4,400, and that's as far as they're going, period. I don't care what Bleeding Heart says. They deserve bigger. It's not going to happen. We have too many wires in that pool pond. We cannot do it. The next thing, what was the other one they wanted? Why don't you put Schwarzenegger and all the other big fish in the... Okay, here's the reason for this. We have on display we try and keep two of the biggest fish that we've had on display at all times so people can see and educate, this is how big these fish get. You don't really see that in the pool pond. I have in the 3,000 some big, 3.5 foot red tails, and people are like, oh my God, he's huge. But then they see 4 foot red tails in the pool, and they don't think they're any bigger. Because you're looking down on them, and they're farther away through the water and all that. You don't really see the size of them. So we have a Niger that's the same size as the one that's in the pool, still left into the 4,400, so people can see the size of what, and get the, holy, wow, that thing's huge. And get that kind of feeling, Paul Cafaro came over. He helped move one Niger out into the pond, and nobody has ever said, my God, that thing's huge out here. They just, it don't look as big when you're looking 30 feet away, at the fish. So we try and keep 1 to 2 of every fish in a tank that you can see to show people how big they get. So there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that you guys don't know about, and you're like, why don't you put the pacu in the big pool? It's just never going to work. It's never going to happen. I'm sorry.
People are talking about the jow catfish as a bucket list catfish.
I want the jow bad. I went to the Shed Aquarium, and there was a 5-foot jow cat there. And this thing was massive. His head was almost 24 inches wide. And when he came up and he popped the water, you guys think Brutus hits the water hard? That jow cat had me jump back 3 foot. I jumped. I was like, holy golly. He hit so hard. It was amazing. I want that catfish. We just don't have one right now. Rodrigo has one, but he wants, how much?
A lot.
A lot for it. And he's out 2 foot? 18 inches.
One is 24, one is 30. Okay, we have King Great White for $10, and he didn't say anything.
Well, thank you, King.
Then we have K Stu for $5. He said, "Can we pick a possible month for the barbecue and start narrowing down to a date soon?"
Okay, let's narrow it down.
Let's say July.
It's not going to be winter. It's not going to be fall. It's not going to be spring. Let's go with summer. It's 3 months. It's going to be June, July.
May, June, July, August.
Not May. June, July, or August. It's down to them 3 months is going to be our summer extravaganza every year. And what I'd like to do is do it, like the same weekend or same day as the OCA has their show, because people are here from all over the world and stay at the hotel room there. Everybody can come by during the daytime and, barbecue and hang out with us, see the cichlid show, the OCA show, and then, see the fish room and all that. It's a good thing.
Jordanella asked, "Do you think the Adonis pleco would work in the pond?"
Yes, it would. But again, everybody sees this Adonis pleco and they're like, holy crap, that's the biggest pleco I've ever seen. Now what you're going to see in the pool pond is a dark spot over there on the wood. It's not impressive. It's not. I have to keep these big, giant creatures on display for educational purposes to let people know this is how big they get. Now, if I had 3 Adonises, I'd put 2 in the pool. No problem. I have the 1. And, people need to really look at what we have to go through and what we think and what we have to show people. And they need to understand what we're coming from, because they're like, why don't you put the pacu in the pool? And they're mad at us because we don't put Big Betty in the pool. I'm sorry, but you're going to be mad because she's never going in the pool.
So we have Kyle Jada for $5. He said, "When's the polar plunge into the new pond?"
Ooh, that's another thing we could do. We get the polar plunge every year. We could do that here.
Mm-hmm.
We have the technology.
After the backyard's cleaned up.
Yes, because right now there's no grass in the backyard and it's nothing but clay. So if you walk out there when it's cold, maybe a little bit rainy, you slide. And if you got skills and you can stay upright, you're going to ski all the way down the backyard. It's that slippery back there. So we have to wait until this summer where we can plant grass and get plants in there and everything else and make it a nice backyard. And then have walking stones, pathways to the different ponds and stuff. We're going to do all that this summer. And look, we're going to make videos on it.
Sire Walrus Said, how do you still manage to keep up with interaction with all your fans so no one feels left out?
Oh, it's hard, but you know, I try every video that we put out, I try and go by and at least acknowledge that we have seen it. I put a like and I put a heart that I've seen your thing. Some things are really touching and I have to leave a message, but I try and just go through and like and heart every message so that every person that responds on our video sees that OFR has read this. It takes a lot of time all day, every day. I mean, it's if I stop doing this water change or stop cleaning up this water or stop fixing that tank, I'm over here on my phone answering messages, you know. And then I've got emails that I have to answer. And then I have the page OFR page messages, which is a whole new system by itself. It's not on Messenger and all that. Then I have the Messenger messages from the OFR, what's that, forum. And then I have, what do you call it, TikTok and Reddit and what's all the rest of them?
Twitter.
And Patreon messages
Instagram.
And Twitter and Instagram. I mean, it just goes on, and I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages a day. I try and keep up. But a lot of times you'll just get a heart that I've seen it. That's it, you know. Or a thumbs up, you know, something like that.
So we have Michigan Tropicals for $5. He said, I, as a store owner, want to house monster fish in big tanks so they have the same experience and they can make the decision from there.
Well, Michael, here's the thing. You have to have big tanks.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
You need 1,000-gallon to have a red tail and a huge arowana and a huge nitrocat in, just to show people how big they get. Them 3 fish. And then you're going to have to spend fortune on feeding them to keep them going. It's really not worth it. It really isn't. You can put up a video of Big Rich's fish and people standing next to the tank and have that running. Look how big them fish get. And that would do you just as well, brother.
Okay, Catherine Cummings for $5 said, how do you find rarer fish? The boyfriend wants Javanese rice fish, but we can't find them anywhere. Hashtag Team Tracy and Happy New Year. As far as rare fish, I mean, you kind of just have to, you know, make friends with your importer and you put in requests. If there's something you haven't seen, maybe they can get it for you. Or maybe you have a pet store that takes special orders. That's all a possibility. We have Kathy Aponte for $5. She said, Big Rich, did I really hit one of the platinum gars? I didn't see in my video. So sorry.
What does that mean?
She asked, did I really hit one of the
You hit my gars? We'll get you, Kathy. Nobody hits my fish. Not that I know of. I don't know what you're talking about, Kathy.
Okay, Ange for $5 said, Happy New Year, cheers to health and all things sunshine in 2021.
Aw,
Here's
good stuff. Here's cheers. Thank you.
We have King Great White for $5. He said, what's the best cleanup crew I can put with my 100-gallon long African cichlid tank?
I got this. Josh Price. The best cleanup crew ever.
He said, I have over 50 cichlids and need a good fish to clean the bottom. You know, with cichlids and whatnot, it's good to have, Synodontis cats. Or,
Yeah, that works well.
Or even clown loaches. They, get big. They live forever. You can have just a horde of clown loaches on the bottom cleaning up the bottom of the tank. They'll mostly stay hidden, but at nighttime they'll come out and clean up everything. Okay, we have Michigan Tropicals again for $5. He said, I always keep the OFR on the TV. You guys are awesome.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike, but what I'm saying is if you put like a 70-inch TV on the window or on the wall above all your tanks, you can have, we'll make a special video for you showing you how big these fish get, and you can just have it playing on a loop, to where you don't have to actually have 1,000-gallon tank there, which, you know, it's going to cost you money, and then it's going to cost you food, and then it's, you know, taking up things. You're not making money on it trying to run your business. You're spending electric, gas, you know, heating it up. You're spending food money, and you're making nothing off it other than showing these people how big these fish get. Now, I appreciate that you don't sell pacu. He's one of our stores that we back because he will not sell pacu. But if you want to show these people, I can do a special video for you, and you can run it on a loop on a TV up above where you can't put tanks anyway. It's way too high or something, and let people see, you know. That would be a good idea there.
Okay, Tim Childs just got a second 150-gallon.
Nice.
I would love to have 1 or 2 large fish. What would you recommend?
150-gallon?
Cichlids. I
Large
would pick
fish?
some sort of South American cichlid. You get the size, but it won't outgrow the tank. And
Well, the
you
problem
still
is
have the
South
color.
American cichlids, you can't put that many into a 150. You know, maybe 3 full grown, 2 full grown, you know.
Right.
So the problem is, you know, it depends on size. You want monsters in 150. Sorry, it ain't going to happen.
He said big fish. A big fish to him might be 12 inches.
This is
You
possible.
have to think.
I'm thinking big fish to me. Okay.
So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, you know what? A South American cichlid. They're pretty. They get, you know, a decent size. They'd be good in 150.
Yeah.
And they also have personality. That's what I like about, you know, a lot of the fish that we have. They all develop their own personalities.
They have their own attitudes, yes.
All right, let's get some more questions in the chat. I will go back and keep
Man, I
up.
love the taste of this.
And we're almost done with that. Bottle down.
One show. Bottle down, bottle down. Water slide from the roof to the koi pond. It's
That would
funny
be
you
awesome.
mentioned that because at our last house, bring up the video on there or the picture on your phone. Can you?
What?
We had a pool in the backyard and a slide off of the roof.
Yes, sir. I don't have a Facebook.
Oh, they took his Facebook. He has been gone a week without Facebook now. He's been jonesing. He's been, you know, whining.
I've been happy.
He's been whining. Don't listen to him. He's grabbed my phone. Can you see my Facebook on your phone, Dad?
No.
Don't lie.
I
Don't lie.
I can't even log into Facebook on your phone, so. Someone's lying here.
No. You grabbed my phone to see if you could see your Facebook from my Facebook. Because I'm logged in on my phone.
Yeah, I asked you last night to delete some stuff from the fish group, but that was about it.
No. You wanted to see if, because you had some message, somebody couldn't message you.
Oh, when we
Yeah,
checked
so,
to
oh,
see if
now
my
it turns
account
out
was
Dad's
still
not telling
active.
the lie. He wanted to see his post or his Facebook, and I couldn't access it at all. It was not on there. When does a Shark Tank start? I've got him talked into letting me do the 580 gallon as a saltwater.
No, I said let's start with the 180. If you last over 3 months, we'll do the 580.
Here's my deal. I'm going to do corals and lighting up top with a cleanup crew, and bottom is just going to be a big sump where we can hold saltwater fish for a couple of days until somebody comes picks them up. It'll make our life easier because right now we rescue saltwater fish, but we have to pre-set up where they're going, which is a pain, and then we have to pick them up and then take them right there. So if we had a way to keep them here in a nice established saltwater system, we can. So I'm thinking the sump, if the tank's 190, I'm going to need a 500-gallon sump just to have the sump water, and then the return water is where the fish can hang out in until we find them a home. So.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and answer one of these questions. If you do
Okay.
salt water, name some species you'd want in the salt tank.
Ooh, I really like the cleanup crew. Like, remember, what's that movie, Nemo? You had Jacques, which is a coral banded shrimp. cleanup crew. I liked the starfish. I liked Gil. What was his? He was a
Moorish idol.
Moorish idol. I love them fish, but they're very hard to keep alive in saltwater. So there's something close to them. What are they called? It looks like a Moorish idol, but they're more hardly available.
That is a bannerfish.
There you go. So, and then what else was we want on there? Pufferfish.
Cowfish.
The cowfish and the pufferfish. The porcupine puffer. Love that thing.
The horseshoe crab.
Horseshoe crabs, yes. Just basically cleanup crew type things, you know. We're not really looking for sharks right now, although sharks would be awesome, but I need a big, huge pool, round pool, and all that kind of for sharks.
Let's build it.
It's in the plans, but right now we're looking for just a saltwater coral reef type thing under great lighting, you know, huge, protein skimmers. Oh, I love my panther grouper. That I had one before. That thing is amazing. Love that fish. And then I love the ribbon eels. It's like blue or black and with a yellow stripe on top, and it's like 7 foot long. Love them. But I'm looking more into not sharks right now, but to set up a saltwater tank for rescues. Later on, we can, as we find more room, set up a round pool and do the bonnethead sharks, banded sharks. Have you ever seen banded sharks? We actually hatched an egg from a banded shark, and it came out about 13 inches, and it was awesome. It was an awesome thing. When he was a little boy, he got to hatch a shark egg. It was awesome. You got these little banded sharks. You got these little what's some other sharks? I forget their name, but they stay small. Under 2 foot.
Little sand sharks?
I don't remember. But, they're smaller, but they're really, really neat. You can set up a nice 1,000-gallon shark tank and have all these smaller sharks in there, along with a great puffer fish, porcupine puffer type thing, horseshoe crabs, stingrays. They have what's that stingray that has the blue dots on its back and the super long tail? Stays small.
I think it's the blue dot stingray.
Oh, stop it. Marvin says this has been a really weird live stream. No, it hasn't. Really informative.
Jubba Bubba said, keep that backdrop, lads. Looks sweet on the live stream.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, here, we got these other ones.
We can redo it and make it better, though.
Yes, we can. But here, let me show you this. We got this background. Oh, isn't that badass? That's all live plants. There's no brown leaves. There's no deadness. It's all growing great. Look how awesome that is. And it's a good quality. See, we taken backgrounds like this one, and it was very bad quality. 4,400. It looks hazy. It's not a very good background. And then we got the Pittsburgh background. He doesn't really look that. The water's not that clear. Don't look like. It's just not a good quality background. And then this one is actually pretty good. This is the angel tank background, which I like. But we've moved all the angels out of there now. And they're into 185?
Yeah.
180.
180, yep.
And they're in with discus and angels in a sand tank with nothing but plants everywhere. It's awesome looking. Let me turn this off. And then you got the frontosa tank. That didn't come out that high a quality, so... Then you got the cichlid tank, which is pretty, but not that high a quality. And you got the pool pond background. I like that, but this here, this is moved now down into the deep end. So I mean, this is like months ago.
Hey, if you do a saltwater tank, that bell horn right there it is.
There.
Everything's backwards here, so.
Yeah, you try and point at something, and you're like, ooh.
Okay, we have Daniel Gergard for $59. Said, Happy New Year from Sweden. Hashtag
Oh, all the way
Tracy.
from Sweden. Awesome. Ouch.
Then we got Kathy Murphy for $21. Said, love you guys. Hope this helps. XXOO.
Aw, thank you, Kathy.
Okay, let's get a few more questions in the chat. If you guys want questions answered, get them in. You guys need a Tesla background and an updated pool pond background. We will certainly work on that, Von Yenzer. We are only 2 men, and we do a lot of stuff.
Was that you tapping on the ground or somebody walking in?
That was me.
Okay.
Okay. Rob's, no, my dad cannot go to Japan. He would be too worried about my mom.
I cannot leave. Cannot leave. Even when I get a nurse here, I can't leave until I train that nurse and how I take care of her. Because even this new nurse, Mara, she's great, but she don't know how I take care of her. So I had to show her a bunch of things and teach her how I do and blah, blah, blah. You know, and I told her I do range of motion 3 times a day, and it's only called for once. But I do it 3 times a day to help her, because I got her feet from pointing down like ballerina toes. I got her wrists from all caving in like this, and I got her all back loose and everything, and she's getting better by the day. So what the hospital told me you couldn't fix without surgery is bull. I've worked and worked and worked and got her back loose and not stiff, and so I want the nurse to do the same thing I do. So it's a little different than, you know, taking over a job and doing what you're supposed to do, and then as opposed to doing what I do.
What got you into fish, Rich?
Well, I got a 10-gallon tank when I was 7, and you know, I wanted bigger. You know, call me a girl. I just wanted bigger. I'm sorry, that was bad. I had to have bigger. So as things got on, I got bigger tanks. I wanted bigger than that. And, you know, when Joshua was a little boy, I had a 300-gallon and I think 150. And he was, you know, 3 foot tall standing next to these tanks. And as we grew, I didn't get into it much. I had my tanks and I was happy. But I did a car with his older brother. We built a show car, and we had a great time. Well, what I did was I trained Josh not to like cars, because he's out in the garage and he's like, "Are we done yet, guys?" And we're like, no, we just got a new part. We're going to put it on. So Josh, he'd fall asleep on the garage floor all the time with his dog Flash. You know, we had carpet in there and everything. So I didn't realize I was actually training Josh to hate cars. So when it come time, Richie moved on with his life. It's time to do something special with Joshy. He didn't want cars. I gave him my 79 Camaro, had a 454 Turbo 400, 12-bolt posi rear end, 250 horse and nitrous. This car would light him up for 300 foot. He sold it and to buy a Nissan. So he wasn't into cars. So I got into fish tanks with Joshy, and me and him have been building them since, you know.
And now I've moved on from Nissans to Audis. But still, no. Working on cars absolutely suck. Alright, questions in the chat. Yes, people are asking. I do have a drink in my cup, so cheers to you all. So Steven brought up a bag of Christmas moss.
Yes.
So we're going to try and grow that in the darker corners of Ohio Fish Rescue, and we're going to just create big vats of Christmas moss and or kabamba or everything else.
Stu says, was it a Nissan GTR? No,
it
was a Nissan Sentra.
No, it was an Altima.
Altima, there you go. Same thing.
Okay, I just pulled this back up. Maybe Jack and Dan could help with Tesla's tank and shocking, and also get rid of the ship and put in wood and more plants. See, the problem is
they don't realize. Have you seen the movie, the Rock movie, The Mysterious Island? They were in the water, down under the ocean, looking for Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ship. And when they found it, it had a dead battery. But there was a huge electric eel, like 600 feet long, that the Rock had to lasso, and then when he grabbed onto him, it powered up the batteries for the ship. That's why we put the ship in there, because we want a little rock figure on that ship and make it look just like that. You know, the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with the Rock and Jules Verne, all that whole thing. And it fits. Right now he's in a 195. You know, we can make it natural looking, but if we do that, he's got a cave and you'll never see him. So you got to think natural or something cool. Oh.
Rob's asked, Rich, how much for the red car?
I sold the red Camaro once for $75,000. The guy put $1,000 down on it, and I have not seen him in 3 years. So I kept his $1,000. Rob's, I messaged you if you wanted to join, and you never answered me. So
maybe he doesn't want to join. He said, I'm having fun right where I'm at. He said, I'll watch you guys make a fool of yourself.
Oh, Jeff Beatty says the show was on HBO today. It was a good show, you know. It's a kid show, you know. It's not like a documentary or something you learn from, but it's a good show to watch, you know. It really is.
I just know Jeff's a good dude. He texts me all the time whenever there's big tanks available. He always texts me like, hey, have you seen this? Well, right now he's actually looking for a big tank for himself. And he just sent me this 480, but it's a 40 tall.
Okay.
So it's like long and tall, which is awesome, but not practical.
He's looking for a big tank for himself. Did you let him know we have the 2,000 gallon?
He wants something nice. Like,
oh, yeah, that's just a wood build. Yeah, it's not a show tank. What are you guys drinking? What's in the oversized red Solo cup? Okay, not a red Solo cup. It is.
About me.
Oh, that's you. Hey, what are you drinking?
This is cherry vodka with orange tangerine Mio and a little bit of water.
This is vanilla vodka with Great Crush singles. 0 calories, 0 carbs.
Okay. Not gonna
See,
read that.
Salford Lad said, Rich, opinions on British music? Well, what genre? What genre? What year? I mean,
say what gender?
Did I say gender?
I don't know.
I meant to say genre. Okay, I love the Beatles, but that was from so long ago. You know what I'm saying? I love a lot of stuff that come from there, you know?
Okay, hey guys, from Andy's Fish Room. Said, hey guys, outside of fish keeping and the rescue, what do you guys get up to on a day-to-day basis?
What does that mean?
What else do we do besides fish keeping?
Nothing. We clean house, we fish keep. We clean house, we do rescues. We clean house, we fish keep. We go outside, oh, there's a flood. We clean it up. We come back in the house, clean house. We have laundry, we have dishes, we have food to cook. Then we have dishes. Then we wear our clothes every day, so there's laundry every damn day. It's nonstop. I need a live-in maid. You know, any girls out there that don't have a place to stay?
Oh,
you
shit.
living in your car? I'll give you a place to stay. Just do our dishes and our laundry. You have free rent. Oh, Heniacus butterfly fish. That's the one that was close to the Moorish idol. That's what I was talking about.
That's a butterfly fish. That's
No, that's the one that looks close to the Moorish idol, and it's easy to keep. Thank you, Eileen Gurr. That was perfect. That's exactly the fish I was looking for.
It's a banner fish, though, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Rich, favorite Canadian classic rock group? Oh my good, it could be Triumph, it could be Rush. I don't know. It has to be Rush. Love Triumph, but Rush is one of my all-time favorite bands of all time. And not to mention, there's only 3 people in that group making all that noise. No other band has ever been able to reproduce it. Geddy Lee did bass, lead vocals, and keyboards. Come on. Neil Peart, the professor on the drum kit. Oh my God, the baddest drummer alive. And then you got Alex Lifeson. Did somebody say he's a slouch on guitar? My God, have you heard of La Villa Strongato? Jesus. This band is amazing. Rush. They put out, 25 albums? That's almost as much as Kiss. And there's 5 people in Kiss? Come on. It's only 3 in Rush. Greatest rock band ever, Rush.
Biersky Method said I could use a 2,000-gallon tank.
$4,000. It's yours.
K Stu mentioned a comment that kind of caught my eye. It said Audi are the #1 rated in the world for quality.
I'll tell you what, that's a dang nice car. I get in that car and he plasters me against that seat, just getting up to 50 miles an hour. It's just like, wow. 4-wheel drive. The traction control is amazing. The heated seats are amazing. They toast your butt cheeks. Oh my God, I love it.
Oh man. Questions, people. Let's get some questions. How many fish do you think you have altogether?
Oh, if we tried counting, it'd be over 2,000. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
There's a lot.
Spinal Tap was funny. Wasn't like one of my favorite bands or nothing, but it was a great show. The whole turning up to 11 thing, it was funny, but not one of my favorite bands. You know what's cool about that is Lenny and Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley is the lead singer of Spinal Tap. That's Lenny. Unbelievable. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
He's like, don't listen to him. He's like, who's Lenny and Squiggy? Who's Laverne and Shirley?
What's the?
You don't know who they are, do you?
No, I hear you talking about Laverne and Shirley, so it must be something.
Oh my God!
People.
Do you remember the Fonz? Happy Days.
Old people.
Oh my God! Do you remember the Fonz and Happy Days?
Yes.
There was a side runoff of Laverne and Shirley. I think it was Shamago, Hossens Unincorporated, and they were dancing in the front.
How'd that go?
Yeah, forget it. I'm not. But, it was Laverne and Shirley living together, and they worked at a Michigan, beer plant, and that was that show that they were on. And Lenny and Squiggy were like neighbors that lived to them, and they were dorks. But Lenny turns out to be the lead singer of, what were we just talking about? Turn number 11. What was that? I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank. My bad.
All right, we got Owen Phillips. He said, "What's the largest black ghost knife fish you have ever seen in person?" Big fan.
15 inches. Not that big, but it was big for a black ghost knife.
I'm gonna say 20 inches.
You've seen bigger?
Yes. I've
Where?
seen big black ghost knives.
Where?
Good question.
Where?
I was at some guy's house picking up fish, of course, but he had this black ghost knife. It was like 3, maybe 4 inches tall, and then he, from the tip of his nose to the tip of his tail was maybe 18 to 20 inches.
That's a big ghost knife.
Yeah. But the thing with them is they're, that white stripe kind of fades as they get older, and they don't really look like a black ghost, so I didn't even recognize it.
Spinal Tap. That's what I was thinking of. Sorry, my bad.
Okay. Questions.
Yes.
Could you
Anton Cesaro says, Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart are gods. They are. Rock gods for sure.
So you think, could you heat a stock tank outside over the winter? I mean, you can. It would just be
Well,
expensive.
you can. You just need 13,000 heaters in there. I mean, it's possible, but it's not practical. You'd be wasting so much to try and overfight the amount of coldness around that stock tank and under that stock tank that's making it cold just as easy as possible. You'd have to have so many heaters in there and cost so much electricity, and make sure you have different extension cords going to them so they don't all burn up. It's not practical.
Okay.
Does Josh have a Snapchat? Do you?
Yeah, but I'm not putting it out there.
Why? Why not?
Because I said so.
Wussy. I put out my phone number on the internet.
Yeah.
Put out your Snapchat. What's the worst that can happen? People follow you?
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Alright, how would you seal a 1-inch PVC bottom of tank that had 4 3-inch holes drilled for the overflow? I would put bulkheads in. I would just cap the bulkheads and put a bulkhead in each hole. Call it a day. Okay. What's a good catfish for 125 gallon? You want to take that one?
Yeah.
I would say like Synodonis cats, or even what do you want to call it? The Pim cats. There's a bunch of different kinds of those. Some can get up to 12 inches or so, but they're a neat catfish. Just read that.
Hey, Seymour Fish Tank says, easy, Big Rich. He uses Snapchat to catch the ladies. Too funny.
Just saying that there's a lot of blackmail on
Dart
there.
Frog 100 says, what's the worst that could happen? Thousands of pics later. Where's Josh's next girlfriend? That's what I want to know. Where's she at?
Well, maybe someday. And Clinton, screw you, man.
That's not nice. We're not happy because, look, we ate a lot today, and this drink is just not doing the trick. I'm not happy. I'm feeling bloated and where you can't catch a buzz. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, I mean, we're having fun. It's just a matter of he broke his toe last night, too.
Oh, wow, that sucked. Oh, my God. I kicked the wood 4-inch by 4-inch peg of the couch. I kicked that, didn't even know it was there. And I hit the couch, and I'm screaming into the couch. I'm yelling into the couch cushion. And my son comes up. You all right, Dad? I'm like, no! I'm screaming into the couch cushion. It hurts so bad.
Okay. Oh, wow. We've been on here for an hour and a half already.
I don't know, Jordanella. I seem to be getting old and fragile. I keep breaking my toes, breaking my wrist, Look how many times this thing's been broken. Look how lumpy that wrist is there. I mean, that's how thick. This is a normal hand. See how thin? Look how thick that thing is.
They said, well, maybe if you ever wore shoes.
This is true.
But I mean,
I don't wear shoes in the house.
You're not supposed to wear shoes in the house. I was just going to say that. Oh, made it for a live. First time in a long time.
What is this? OFR barbecue and a swing party? We don't swing that way, whoever that was. I got my woman. She's in there. I take care of her. He just broke up with his woman. He needs a new one.
Rich needs Crocs. I think that is going to happen now. If you want a saltwater tank, you have to wear Crocs.
Oh my God.
Who wants to see Big Rich in Crocs?
No.
I'll start the charge.
I'll never pick up the guitar again. Stop it.
we don't need you playing guitar, but we need you in Crocs. All right. Well, I don't know about
I think
you.
I finished this bottle, son.
Yeah, and my drink's looking real empty over here.
Yeah, I got extra here.
Got a little bit left. Don't mix it yet.
All right.
Okay. Everyone send Rich
Big
Crocs.
Rich's hair is
What
cooler
size?
than Meatloaf's hair was. Oh my
Size
god.
11.
Meatloaf was badass. I mean,
Size
he was an
11.
orchestra. No. 12 wide. Stop it. He says size 12 or size 8. Size 9.
I said size 11.
No, it's size 12 wide. Anyways.
Yeah. Oh, he wants the Crocs now.
Oh no. I'm just correcting the foot size.
Oh man. Rock them Crocs, Big Rich from Gary Cave.
You know what? I could rock them, but I'm not going.
Are you gonna have them in 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel?
Stop it.
How deep is the pool pond?
It's 5 foot in the middle. It's 3 foot all the way around the edge.
Pool pond.
Oh, that's. It started out at 12 foot, and now it's at 6.5 to 6 foot at different levels of the deep end. It's 3 foot on the shallow end.
Patty.
Oh, Patty, come on. I'm just correcting him on the shoe size. That's all. And 12s are tight. They make my toes curl up. That's all I'm saying.
Crocs are waterproof. You can wear them in the pool pond. Michigan Tropicals for $5. He said 2021 goal. Watch more OFR Friday Night Lives. Hashtag Team Tracy 2021. Grow
This
and
has gone on
prosper.
for a long time. I got to go check Tracy. I'll be right back.
Well, and stay fishy, you guys. Have a great night. Talk to you guys later. Yeah, so it is feeling like it is that time. I do agree. Big Rich in Crocs would be absolutely hilarious. So I might go buy him a pair tomorrow just to get it on video for you guys. Let's not tell him. But I want to thank you guys all for a great night. This was a great live stream. I hope you guys had, a decent 2020. Here's to 2021. And as always, stay fishy, my friends.